Welcoming back to channel, comrade. Grabbing box, making Papa Stalin proud. This is not going to be a box tank video, sadly, but I did want to show off that I did just pick up that premium vehicle yesterday. I also picked up my wife's mom, my mama-in-law, who is of course a grandma by virtue of the tank toddler and the jet baby, and I haven't assigned a war vehicle appropriate to her relationship to us. Biplane grandma. But in the house now there are 4 ladies and just me. So I've got to carry that burden of being the man of the house. It's pretty easy with these ladies. They're good women. Anyway, I had a big day yesterday, and I'm gonna have another big day today. But I did take some time to zombie a bit and play some of my favorite game in the whole world. And I'm especially excited right now because currently, starting, what was it, yesterday, I think, there was, I know it was yesterday because I spent money the first day of the sale, so that's how I know when it started. I spent, what was it, $39 on Golden Eagles yesterday, which is pretty good for me. I've been, mowing lawns and acquiring the seasonal allergies to pay for extra things, and I'm actually pretty far ahead because, as I've mentioned before, I was planning to buy a graphics card and saving up for that, and I didn't need to do that. So you're looking at the premium M4A3 76 Sherman, a fantastic vehicle, especially, I must say, in the USSR lineup, because it brings a lot of things to the table that the Soviets lack at this battle rating, with its reliable gun, something that's not lacking with the Soviets, but a fantastic reload rate, which very much is. Reasonable armor, especially in its turret, some parts of the mantlet nigh unto impenetrable by rounds that you'll commonly face. Other parts of the vehicle, not so much so, but that's okay. This is one of those vehicles that you want to be the aggressor with. That you want to get the first shot on the... Are you kidding me? Where's my explosion? There we go. You get the first shot on the enemy with this tank, and life will be good. And we're gonna be in a beautiful situation here. Just watch. I also like how we got a fuel tank explosion on that jumbo. I won't argue with it. It's a mechanic in the game. No matter what anybody tells you, fuel tanks can still explode as though they're ammo racks sometimes. And with enough damage to the engine compartment, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I hear the tank toddler calling for me, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back and we're dealing with American bias quite effectively, I might add. Track that enemy tank, and he's still looking at us. Let me show you the weak spot of the of the A3's turret right there on the sides. It does have some other weak spots, but that one's pretty reliable. And big shout out to Ruski 9000 with his what's it called, R Sherman video. I love it. Here we face the Sherman Jumbo. Managed to track him with our first shot. He's gonna have a tough time punching through our armor, and we're having a tough time getting on aim. Delicate aiming required here, not quite meeting the requirement, as is that an IS-2 with the big boy gun. Comes and sidles up alongside us. We get the cannon barrel, go in for the kill, and of course he brought his friend along. 50 cal his track, and I'm amazed at how fast that 50 cal chewed through his track. That's quite good. We get the cannon barrel on him, and we get taken down, but that's okay. 5 kills, 2 cripples on those enemy jumbos. Hopefully they'll get taken down soon, and we get to try out our Sue. So let's take Sue for a flight and see how she does on the fields of War Thunder, or in the skies, as it were. We got Tank Toddler on the couch right now. Tank Baby is still in bed with a bottle. Tank Toddler's watching some Tumble Leaf on her tablet. It's an adorable little stop motion animation done by is it Amazon? Not sure, but I like it. It's on Amazon Prime. Excuse me, I got the allergies today. And like I said, yesterday was a big day. Today's gonna be another big day. Wednesdays are already pretty busy for me as we continue to take part in this battle. And this Wednesday will be no exception, with the addition of having grandma over for some time with the baby. Speaking of our younger daughter, the jet baby, I guess, little baby Zoe, is really starting to show her character. I just love the ways that she shows us what kind of person she is. Kind of disappointed those 37s didn't punch through, but well, we got our satisfaction in the form of some 100-kilogram high explosive bombs. Or was I using the 250s? I think I might have been using the 250s today. I like the look of those forged Soviet bombs. They look so rugged and neat, and a little bit of stuttering there on the video. I didn't notice that in the gameplay. Anyway, as usual, the enemy team fielding a lot of Sherman jumbos, and this lineup at 5-3 has multiple vehicles that are capable of dealing with those. Unfortunately, our Su-6 is a little outmatched here by, is that a Hurricane? The first bullet from our Dishka sets him on fire, and let's just see what happens. I think we know what's gonna go down. Oh man, Sue, you've done just fine today. Aircraft destroyed. So I was having a fun time. Quick ace in the Sherman, pick up a couple of lucky kills in the Sioux, and why not take out one of the most useless premium vehicles that the Soviets have access to, the premium Focke-Wulf. And for those of you that have played the Focke-Wulf, you probably know what I'm going to mention here. This aircraft just doesn't have the elevator authority you want it to have. The rudder is odd when you compare it with the effect that you see on most of the other meta fighters of the game. There's just a few things about the way this thing handles that kind of bring it down, but if you learn to work your way around those things, and if you can manage to get your guns on target, which takes some learning with this particular Focke-Wulf, it's not a bad airplane. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have the maneuverability to compete with many other aircraft you'll face in realistic battles. The Zero is a fantastic American premium. Again, with vehicles on sale, I highly suggest you look into these things. I've had a ton of fun with the American Zero, just as I've had fun with the Japanese version of the same aircraft. And can we get the shots on target here? Yes, we can. Should have gone into the horizontal, bud. Anyway, what was I saying? That was a nice little dogfight. We used our energy advantage and did a little quick energy fight to get ourselves the win there with that high yo-yo. Anyway, now is the time when the vehicles are currently on a 50% off sale, and it's fluctuating between different nations on different days. So get hyped. I'm saving up my Golden Eagles for some German ground vehicles, and I'm also going to pick up der Deutsches Wellington. So I'm going to pick up the German Welly. I didn't really play much of the Welly in the British lineup just because, well, it's extremely slow, and even at a lower battle rating, there's really not anything you have an advantage over. The Wellington, it's a decent bomber, it really is. It has a lot of things going for it in terms of bomb load and maneuverability, even a decent amount of survivability, and yet none of that really matters because it can't defend itself and it can't outrun pretty much anything that it would face at or above its battle rating. However, the opportunity for shenanigans in tank RB matches just cannot be ignored, and I've been getting into using the bomber sight to attack ground targets in tank RB matches, and the Wellington is just a great opportunity to have some fun, especially as a German Wellington premium aircraft. That sounds like I'll get a few chuckles out of that at the least. P-47M first re, now our next target. And yet, we're being targeted ourselves by an enemy fighter. Looks like a P-51. I couldn't tell if this was an Air Cobra or a Mustang, but that does distinguish itself shortly. Go for some shots on the P-47, and, well, that happens. Elevator authority, lads and ladies. It just doesn't have it. And I should have been more careful, but, well, I'm used to better aircraft, let's put it that way. I would like to see the lockup and the elevator authority on Focke-Wulfs be continued to be adjusted for the better. But they are good aircraft. They can do quite well. You just have to put them in a situation where they can perform at the best of their ability. High altitudes, mid-range speeds, vertical energy retention, all of these things, along with the very powerful stopping power of their weapons, makes them reasonably good aircraft. Now, let's have another look at that P-47, shall we? Can you tell that I love my aircraft? Yes, I've filled this lineup with fun premiums, most of them aircraft, and I'm just having a blast in the skies of War Thunder. We pick up the P-47 first re, who is returning to the vehicle select screen, if not the hangar. Kudos to him for not dropping his bombs and then jumping out of the aircraft. I did see in the last match that you just caught the tail end of, where I was showing off the box tank, there was a P-47 in the sky who dropped his bombs, and then as soon as one of our fighters slotted in on his tail, he just jumped out of his aircraft. Don't be that guy. You might be in a P-47, but you'd be surprised what the Jug can do, and if all you're going to do is jump out of the aircraft, you don't have an opportunity to learn. And it's time to teach. I am instructing that poor enemy light tank in the ways of the Shvak as we shred through his roof armor. And one of the reasons that these Soviet fighters are so fun to play is that at the BRs, they appear in mixed battles. They are decent against enemy fighters, easily outperforming most of the ground attackers and almost anything that's carrying ordnance. They really love these lower altitudes where they can pick up speed quickly. They're not the best at their roll rate or turn rate, but they're not the worst either. And their ability to build and maintain power while maneuvering is really the trick for these aircraft. And that Mustang, seeing what I did to his friend, the P-47, is just noping right out of this situation. And I'm never really sure how far it is to the enemy airfield on these maps. So I really feel the need to catch this zooming P-47 as quickly as I can. He's doing the right thing, which is to disengage and try and build up his top speed again, which is his only real advantage against the LA-7 until you get into the higher rank of Mustangs, and then he changes his mind and decides to go into the vertical. You know, this is a chance. He recognized that I was catching him, so it's not good to keep trying to just zoom away. He's doing the right thing here, but he's also very much outperformed as I pop flaps and we go into a rolling scissors, even looping over for a lazy loop here. Lots of rudder, get the plane on target, and we are slotted in nicely onto his tail, getting the Schwacks on target, and we will Shrek him shortly. Nice critical hit, not sure what that was to, and a fire. He's not going to survive that. I'm watching pieces fall off his plane. Indeed, we get the kill. And I was mentioning, I never know how far it is to the airfields on these maps. And one of the things I'd like to see changed with map design in general is to have more distance between airfields and the combat area for these tank RB matches. Alaska comes to mind, where as soon as you start pursuing an enemy fighter, all they have to do is start moving back toward their airfield and you're taking flak. So I'd rather not see that. In fact, I wouldn't mind having there be no AA defenses on airfields in tank RB matches. I would go even so far as to say I'd like to see what it's like to have no air defenses in air RB matches. But that's a topic for another time, I'm sure. Have I built enough controversy today? Goodness knows, that's not my goal. I'm just here to talk with you guys. And we're having a great time in Dolgushin's LA-7. I picked up this aircraft, I think it was a pack, when it was on sale. And we actually can pull out of a steep dive. Thank you. A little bit of evasive flying here to avoid any sort of ground AA. And we're on our way back to base. So this match is dragging on. This battle continues to be waged by the remnants of these two armies, a war of attrition, both sides taking heavy losses. American bias suffering greatly here at the hands of someone who's actually played American vehicles before. And I guess that brings up a good point. If you think the Jumbo is overpowered, try playing the Jumbo. And that goes for things like the IS-1, whatever you think is overpowered. These are, you know, mid to low rank vehicles. It's reasonable for you to try grinding up to the vehicle that has you frustrated and playing it yourself, and it'll give you a good perspective. Honestly, some vehicles in War Thunder are stronger than the vast majority of their competition, but some are pretty well balanced, and I honestly think the Jumbo is one of those vehicles that still has the reputation of being a very powerful vehicle, but at its current battle rating and with the vehicles that it can face, like the IS-1, the T-34-85, on a common basis, and then whatever it is I'm bringing into battle today, and with its weaknesses of relatively poor penetration on its main gun, and the tactic of taking down the cannon barrel, taking down the track, and then just flanking them with their weak side armor. Very possible things to do. It is a good vehicle. I still love it, but I kind of get excited when I face one because I love learning. I love using what I've learned to take them down, and we definitely had the advantage on those two Jumbos. If there hadn't been that surprise factor, I would have been able to take them both down, and that's kind of cool. But that just goes to show that tactics are everything. And at this point, sorry for the stuttering in the video, that's what happens when I save a video and then go into continued recording, that's on me. But this was one of those marathon matches. We were contributing the whole time. We're still finding targets of opportunity, and being the only aircraft in the sky, well, being unopposed by enemy aircraft, I should say, is a huge advantage for me because I can see what's going on at the A point, or you'd think I would. I don't see an enemy vehicle there. Did he pull out of the A point? Did he just decap and then leave? I can't quite tell. It's hard for me to see what's going on the ground in general, although the updates to rendering and reinstalling War Thunder on a solid state drive have very much helped see an aircraft there before it gets identified as an ally, and only panic a little bit. Try not to cry a lot. But we see where that enemy vehicle is. We go in for a strafing run. Nice hits, criticals, and no fire, but that's okay. That M18 is looking like life is not so good right now. Swing around for another pass as we just admire how consistent and reliable the flight model of the LA-7 is. Not to compare it to anything else we might have flown today, mind you. But if you're looking at picking up premiums for Golden Eagles, maybe just pass on the Focke-Wulf. I bought it because I wanted to get it as a collector and learn exactly what's going on with it. I knew it wasn't going to be the most competitive aircraft at that battle rating, especially for mixed battles, which has been my passion for a while. Another vertical pass on an enemy vehicle takes down much of his crew and sets a fire. We're being very active here, and being an aircraft in a match with dwindling tanks is a huge advantage for us. And now we have the tank toddler. Yeah, you want food? Say hi. Hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, we're gonna go get some food. I'll be back in a minute. Yep, we go to the kitchen. She says she wants food, but what does she ask for when I open the fridge? Juice. Juice? Girl loves her juice. The problem is, she drinks just a little bit of that sweet, delicious grape juice, and then she starts doing art with it, shaking out droplets and smearing them all over things. So if we could get like a clear juice to give to her, maybe that would be helpful. But as it is, I just have to take it away from her every single time I give it to her. It's like I never learn. But you know what? She does. And if she learns that there's consequences, then she does learn to change her behavior. She got a slap on the wrist yesterday for her defiant behavior. And you know what? When you get a slap on the wrist in this game, when you get sent back to the hangar because you done goofed, it's an opportunity for you to change your behavior too, to learn new techniques, to try new things. You know, it's reasonable to try different vehicles as well, or different nations, but the nations are reasonably well balanced across the board in War Thunder. I know it's not perfect, and I know there are some glaring exceptions to that general rule, but you have a great opportunity to learn in this game, and that's one of the things that keeps me coming back time and time again as we offer some instructional advice in the form of 20mm ammunition to the engine deck of these enemy tanks, picking up a nice first place with some good activity in the skies and in the fields of War Thunder. That was a fun match. Anyway guys, this was kind of a ramble, but I hope you enjoyed watching this match as much as I enjoyed playing it, and the rewards were definitely good. And go pick up some premium vehicles while they're on sale. The low tier stuff, by the way, is my very favorite. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.